The 2020 NBA draft class has long been viewed as relatively weak, particularly at the top, where there is no Anthony Davis-type prospect that is as close to a sure thing as one can get in the game of predicting athletic futures. The three names we've heard most at the top are 6'8" point guard LaMelo Ball, built like a strong safety wing Anthony Edwards, and 7-foot athletic specimen James Wiseman, each of whom has been reported as the potential No. 1 pick at one point or another. That's still true. Nobody knows for sure who's going to go No. 1 on November 18th, partly because we still don't know if the Minnesota Timberwolves will ultimately trade down or keep the pick. There has been talk that the Hornets could move up to take Wiseman. But now that feeling is reportedly changing. Whether it's Minnesota or another team that trades up, most front offices are now operating under the assumption that Ball will be the first name to come off the board, per ESPN's Jonathan Givony. Ball's upside is perhaps the highest in the draft, which would be the rationale for taking him No. 1. He's a wizard passer with rare positional size and deep shooting range, though the confidence he has in his shot hasn't yet matched his actual results. Ball shot just 25% from beyond the arc in his short stint playing professionally in Australia. The thought is if the shooting improves, which, in part, might be as simple as better shot selection, then Ball has all the markers of an elite offensive player. The defense is another story. Ball statistically ranked as literally one of the 2 or 3 worst defenders in the NBL, and it's not just the stats. You don't have to watch much film to see how out of touch Ball is on that end. His instincts are bad. His effort is even worse. He's not a top-tier athlete in terms of being able to move laterally and stay in front of elite NBA guards. But again, Ball does have the length to give you hope on that end. At 6'8", he should be able to switch across 3 positions, and the optimistic approach would be that his heretofore defensive disinterest can be at least partially attributed to the AAU-type upbringing he had as a player. His high school literally cherry-picked. Stops in Lithuania and Australia didn't demand he commit defensively. He's been a highlight reel prospect to this point. Should the Timberwolves keep the pick, there's also a question of fit. They just traded for D'Angelo Russell last season, and we know he's best with the ball in his hands running pick and roll, which is also Ball's bread and butter. Neither of them can play a lick of defense at this point, and it's hard to imagine how the two of them together in the backcourt wouldn't have offenses putting on nightly fireworks displays. That said, if Ball turns out to be as great as a lot of people think he has the potential to be, that's a good problem, and you can always trade Russell down the line.